Good.
Okay, ready.
Good morning, everybody. We now call the LCCMR Legislative Citizen Commission for Minnesota Resource to order. Let the record show today's Tuesday at 8:15 a.m., September 16, 2025. And we have two action items that need your approval today. One is non-consent, and the other is consent agenda. So I know there's some of us are here and there's some of us on remote. We'll start with roll call at the very beginning here. So Diane?
Albrecht.
Albright here.
Albrecht present. Her
Here.
present. Jordan. Beeman.
here.
Beeman present. Faber.
Faber present.
Faber present. Fisher.
Fisher present.
Fisher present. Green.
Here.
Green present. Hedstrom.
Hedstrom present.
Hedstrom present. Heinzman.
Heinzman present.
Heinzman present. Langseth.
Langseth present.
Langseth present. Lilly. McEwen.
Present.
McEwen present. Moore is excused. Putnam.
Here.
Putnam present. Reese.
Reese present.
Reese present. Scraba.
Scraba present.
Scraba present. Westrom. Currently, there are 13 members present.
Okay. It appears that we have quorum as well. So with the two item, we want to keep our time also short. We want to have a hard stop at 8:45 because we are scheduled on a field trip today, tour up north. So even though we only have two action items, we also want to check to see if any members have a conflict of interest, a potential conflict of interest.
Yes.
I see Commissioner Reese.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to declare conflicts of interest on 2025-078 Bradley Hines Agrivoltaics 2.0 and on 2025-241 Joel Tullochson Foundational Precision Agriculture Data.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other members that may have conflict of interest? Okay, sounds good. Thank you for that. Now to the action item of legislative item of 2025. And the first one here is the consent agenda. If Mr. Varen can explain a little bit, we want to reserve a little time for discussion, not this one, but on the non-consent item, which we'll also have presenter talk a little further. But Mr. Varen, can you go a little bit on the detail before we vote on the consent item?
Chair Herb, members, there are two 2025 work plans for your consideration for approval today. The first is on the consent agenda, line 2, and is LCCMR project ID 2025-034, creating future leaders in outdoor and environmental leadership for $330,000 to North Hennepin Community College. Work plans on the consent agenda have been accepted by staff with reasonable changes from original proposals and that are deemed ready for your consideration for approval. If acceptable, a motion could be made to approve this project before discussing the second one.
Okay, we have Chair Albright. Chair Albright, go ahead. Are you making the motion or you have other questions?
Yes, I'd like to move the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, thank you. motion,
Maybe to clarify that the projects that Mr. Varian has outlined.
great. So roll call then. There's another. Faber, Commissioner Faber.
No, I was just gonna make a second to the motion, so if we're gonna vote, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, Senator Green.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a little bit more clarification. Is this something that we heard before and they're changing it? And can you walk through the changes that we've got in front of us? Was it not ready before, or is this something new?
This is something that we already voted past leg. Mr. Capana, may you go? No? Mike Barron? Okay, Mr. Barron, could you go ahead and explain?
Chair Her, Member Green, the work plan that is on the consent agenda is one that was heard in the 2025 RFP round and was already approved in the appropriation bill last year, and is a work plan that just took a little bit longer to get finalized. And so it has already been heard by the commission and is here today for approval, similar to the work plan approvals back in July and June for most of last year's appropriations. We just have a couple that had a few finalization to get them in order for approval.
Okay, now we will proceed to roll call.
Albrecht,
Albright, yes.
Albrecht, yes. Her,
Yes.
yes. Jordan. Beeman,
yes.
yes. Faber,
Faber, aye.
yes. Fisher,
Fisher, yes.
yes. Green,
No.
no. Hedstrom,
yes.
yes. Heinzman,
Yes.
yes. Langseth,
Yes.
yes. Lilly,
Lily, yes.
yes. McEwen,
Yes.
yes. Moore is excused. Putnam,
Yes.
yes. Reese,
Yes.
yes. Scraba,
Yes.
yes. Westrom. Currently, there are 13 yes, 1 no.
Okay, thank you, and motion fell. Okay, next is the non-consent item. We have here presenter two. This is in regard the innovative solution to renewable energy from food to waste. And I'll have Mr. Varian explain a little bit, and then we'll call the presenter or testify over to the table for their presentation, and then we can have a little time for discussion. Go ahead, Mr. Varian.
Chair Her, members, just for clarification, I'm gonna cover a number of things that are in the memo, and then the project manager and partners are here to answer questions afterwards if needed. So members, the second work plan for your consideration today is on the non-consent agenda. Work plans on the non-consent agenda need LCCMR review prior to approval due to various factors. In this case, there are material changes from the original proposal. Staff have provided members with a memo outlining these changes and certain issues related to the work plan for member discussion. The project is ID 2025-306, Innovative Solution to Renewable Energy from Food Waste for $5,167,000 to Ramsey and Washington County Recycling and Energy Board in partnership with DCHCI, otherwise known as DEMCON HCI Bioengineering LLC, to build an anaerobic digester to process organic material. The original proposal was for ENRTF to provide reimbursements to offset the processing fees for anaerobic digestion of organic waste into renewable energy and biochar to reduce the cost impact to residents. This has been determined to be not feasible. Staff have worked with the project manager, partners, and DNR grants unit to revise the work plan to pay the cost to construct the digester that will be owned by a private company. In other words, ENRTF funds would be used to pay for construction costs instead of tipping fees.
Okay, I stand correct.
Oh, there's a little bit more. We'll go over. So
But
bear with me. So
I stand corrected that they will be presenter. They're here mainly just to answer question. So there will not be a presentation after Mr. Variant explanation. So after Mr. Variant explanation, we can have discussion about this project. Back to you.
Thank you, Chair. There are a few aspects and potential issues members should be aware of when considering this work plan for approval. First, there is some urgency, which is why we are here today. R&E selected DEMCON as the service provider through a competitive bidding process. The proposal by DEMCON, which is now finalized in a contract agreement between R&E and DEMCON, includes a model for financing the construction and operations to meet the project goals over a period of 20 years at a competitive price to Ramsey and Washington County residents. That model includes private financing, public funding, tax credits, tipping fees, and sale of renewable natural gas and biochar produced through the anaerobic digestion, all on a determined schedule. Grant agreements for ENRTF funding and at least 3 other public grants need to be provided by October to secure bank financing. Start construction on time, maintain the pricing set in the agreement between R&E and I apologize, I go back and forth between DEMCON and DCHCI, and meet the other deliverables provided in these grants. LCCMR work plan approval is needed before the DNR grants unit can issue a grant agreement. LCCMR does not meet again until November, so action is needed today. Second, the fit with the appropriation language. The appropriation language was written for ENRTF funds to be used to offset processing fees to the public and not explicitly for construction. While not consistent with how LCCMR typically would write appropriation language for a construction project, a case can potentially be made that paying for construction also helps offset processing costs to residents. The processing offset case could be made through the existence of the contract agreement between R&E and DCHCI that specifies that every 1 million grant funds received decreases the tipping fee by $1.50 per ton. The agreement also specifies the conditions, including delivery of certain tons of organic material delivered by R&E over the course of 20 years. Neither LCCMR nor the state is party to this agreement, so has no authority to enforce those terms or ensure the terms are not amended. However, the work plan before the Commission today includes a provision that final reimbursement payments to the grantee would not be made until the digester is operational and fee offsets during the grant period have been demonstrated. In this way, LCCMR could ensure the intent of the appropriation language is met. This structure potentially conflicts with the 2025 RFP to which the project applied, which stated that capital projects, building and building infrastructure would not be considered under Category E, air quality, climate change, and renewable energy. However, this is a priority preference of the LCCMR and does not affect the legality of the project. Third, capital construction requirements. If considered as a capital construction project, certain legal requirements would apply. These requirements and the project's status of meeting them are provided in the memo. They include at least 25% match, full funding to be certified before construction can begin, and restrictions on altering the intended use or conveying the constructed facility for 25 years. Fourth, there is a request to reinvest revenue in the work plan. The project anticipates revenue from the sale of renewable natural gas, biochar, and from tipping fees paid by R&E and grant funds. Minnesota Statute 116P10 requires net income to be returned to the ENRTF proportionally unless the appropriation language provides an option to allow for reinvestment of the income according to a reinvestment plan approved by LCCMR. Net income to the service provider, DEMCON, is allowed through the competitive bid and contracting. This does not require approval from LCCMR. The agreement between R&E and DEMCON provides a provision for additional income and revenue sharing if the price of renewable natural gas and biochar increases beyond what is anticipated. While to an extent, this also could potentially be considered the terms of the competitively bid contract, it may be best for LCCMR to formally consider it. The work plan before the Commission today includes the following request. A request to reinvest the ENRTF portion into the operations of R&E's organic waste reduction program and for DCHCI to reinvest into ongoing operations and maintenance of the digester. Staff are not aware of any precedent for LCCMR to allow a private entity to retain net income for products generated from a project funded by ENRTF. If LCCMR does not approve reinvestment of revenue by DCHCI, they will charge the difference to R&E. Following funding from ENRTF, there may be risks to the project, and the effects of those risks, as we understand them, are included in the memo. This may result in outcomes not being as large and residents needing to pay more for processing than anticipated. Chair Herr and members, if you would like to discuss or have any questions, R&E and partners are available to answer any questions.
Okay, there is. Any questions? Senator Green?
Yes, I was reading through this and just to clarify, this is a little over $5 million they're asking for. And so the tipping fee reduction would be like $7.50 a ton, basically. Is that correct?
Chair Herr, Member Green, yes, back of the envelope numbers, that sounds sounds correct.
All right, and so
Agree.
thank you, Mr. Chair. So if for individuals, it's not that much, you'd be looking probably more for a reduction in high input from cities and communities that might see some advantage to this. But what concerns me is that we put the rules and regulations in, and if we're going to come and change them, then why do we have them? If the project is so such on a thin line of operational viability, then we could be taking a chance here anyway. That's not going to work anyway. I'm not really comfortable coming in and changing the rules because the plan didn't apply to the rules. So.
Thank you, Senator Green. Representative Scraba.
Thank you, Chair. I got a couple questions. I noticed that the struck out part, a unique PPP with DEMCON's HSEI Energy in collaboration with the Mdewakan Sioux community, and then added on, still doing, totally unfamiliar with the project. Is the Mdewakan Sioux going to provide some of the bio from their projects, their businesses, or what's the connection here?
Okay.
And then when it talks about fundamentally what you're talking about doing, it seems like this is like razor thin. And I've been on a lot of projects, and I know it's, when you get to this point, it's like, how do we save this project? What's the best way to make this project still go with what we have? Whether you give the money for construction or you give the money to offset tipping fees, it's still money, it's still being used for me. This how I'm viewing this right now. Am I wrong when I say that? Is that so? It's still an investment. The connection is instead of investing in, or, trying to quote, keep the fees down by giving them money for that part, we're giving the money up front for construction, which hopefully will keep the fees down. If everything goes to heck in a handbasket, what is our fallback on recouping any of this, or is there none?
Mr. Barron, our Director Nash.
Mr. Chair and members, thank you for the question, which is what is the recourse if things don't work out as planned?
Yeah.
I think the memo addresses a couple of those items, which is the benefits won't be potentially as great as planned, and the fees may be higher than as planned. I think also within the work plan, there's a provision that with construction, at least it's very clear the deliverable has been met, and so once we have evidence, and the receipts are provided, we can pay for the construction that has occurred. We usually withhold a certain amount of money until the complete construction project is finished. Even our funding will go just towards a portion of the construction. We will withhold some funds until the entire construction project is completed and is operational. And then because of the appropriation language, which specifies that we are offsetting, we would be doing this to offset those fees, we would also withhold money until we have seen that offsets have been provided. And so that's the way that we could help ensure that the appropriation language intent is met.
All right, thank you. That helped a lot. That's that other check for the balance. Good, thank you.
Any other question? Member online? All right. Looks like we're ready for, okay, Commissioner Reese.
Thank you, Ms. Chair. I just wanted to point out that our $5 million plus is being leveraged for a over $100 million project that does have some significant environmental benefits. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Representative Scrubba.
Where does the Mdewakan Sioux come in? What's the connection here? That's
Mr. Barron or
not being part of anything. I'm just curious. Thank you.
Miss Finnegan or go ahead, come over and introduce yourself for the record.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Bill Keegan with Demcon Companies. DCHZI is the partnership Demcon's in for this project. And the answer to the question of the Shakopee Mdewakan Sioux community is that they are project partners in several areas. The supply of yard waste materials coming in, so the food waste gets blended with yard waste, sort of a formula or a recipe, if you will, on the inbound. So they're adjacent to our facility. They built their brand new composting facility that you may have seen in the press, adjacent to our site. And so we've got a longstanding multi-generational relationship with them. They would be supplying yard waste for the facility. In addition, we will partner with them on facility bypass since we're adjacent to each other. So if we have any facility disruptions or if we're down for maintenance, we could send some materials to them for composting. If they have some materials that can't be composted, they could send stuff to us to digest. And so we would have synergies during operation. And then finally, and third is we make a biochar, and that biochar can be used in a compost product to enhance the compost. And so it's kind of all three on the inbound, during operations, and then the use of some of the product.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion or question? Now we're going to jump right into roll call. Ms. Griffin? Oh, there have not been no motion yet. Chair Albright, oh, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I see Dr. Faber's hand is up, but I'm prepared to make a motion unless he would like to.
Commissioner.
That's why I raised my hand. I'd like to make a motion to approve the updated work plan for project 306.
Okay, now I see another hand as well. Albright and Heinzman, Commissioner Heinzman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to ask a final question. Food waste recycling is something that I think generally is a great alternative to simply landfilling. I apologize as we're getting close to the end here. I was in a spot where I couldn't ask the question earlier, but I am curious. Food waste recycling, while it can be, a very positive thing, there's PFAS in food waste, and I was just curious, since I'm also somewhat unfamiliar with the project, if that issue has been resolved and if there's been any discussion of that.
Okay. Ms. Mortensen,
Yes.
welcome, Director.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you for this question. It's probably the most exciting part of the project. So we are doing food waste recycling through anaerobic digestion, but we have added, which is part of the reason the cost of this project is higher than a normal digester, we're adding a secondary process called pyrolysis. Think of a kiln, really high heat, no oxygen. It's going to turn that digestate or the compost that comes out of the digester into biochar. That biochar we have tested with our organics and through this process, and it has effectively eliminated all PFAS. So the biochar that we will be using for soil and water remediation has eliminated PFAS. So it is a great process that we're able to use even on a higher contaminated content of highly rich organics, and we're cleaning up the PFAS.
That's great, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Heisem. All right, back to Chair Albright. Go ahead with the motion.
I made the motion.
Mr. Chair, I think Dr. Faber has put forth a motion.
Okay. All
Thank
right. To Commissioner Faber, motion.
Yep. I've made the motion to approve the work plan as we've discussed, and questions have been answered. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, Ms. Griffin for the roll call.
Albrecht,
Albright, yes.
Albrecht, yes. Her,
Yes.
her, yes. Jordan, Beeman,
Beeman, yes.
Beeman, yes. Faber,
Faber, aye.
Faber, yes. Fisher,
Fisher, aye.
Fisher, yes. Green,
No.
Green, no. Hedstrom,
Hedstrom, yes.
Hedstrom, yes. Heinzman,
Heitzman, yes.
Heinzman, yes. Langseth,
Langseth, yes.
Langseth, yes. Lilly,
Lily, yes.
Lilly, yes. McEwen,
Yes.
McEwen, yes. Moore is excused. Putnam,
Yes.
Putnam, yes. Reese,
Yes.
Reese, yes. Scraba,
Scraba, yes.
Scraba, yes. Westrom. Currently, there are 13 yes, 1 no.
Okay, item B has been approved. So next on our agenda is other business. Director?
Mr. Chair, we don't have any other business today, and we do not have any testifiers either.
All right, sounds good. Then we're right on time. It's about a minute before 8:45 here, so we're right on time. And I know some of us will be heading on a tour. So, sounds good. I think we can talk about the tour offline here. So thank you, everybody, for attending both online and here in person, and have a good short discussion on our